Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Porter Says podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in this episode today or tonight. I'm going to get straight into it because it's honestly what I'm talking about shouldn't take too long, and there's probably already thousands of videos talking about it, but the final trailer for Wicked for Good was released. Since we're about 2 months away from the film, it comes out November 21st of this year. Or the 20th or 21st, I'm not sure, depending on what date it comes out in Australia. Usually we get it the day before, which is quite wild to think about. The fact that it's nearly here and we're going to be able to see it on the big screen and see the final conclusion to this story and how it wraps up, because I honestly have no idea how it's going to wrap up. So, the trailer. I watched it this morning because I believe it came out this morning, or it came out yesterday and I just didn't see it on my feed until this morning. Watched it this morning. And I was like, okay, all right. And then I decided to watch it again before I started doing this, just to kind of take some general notes down and to see if there's anything I missed. And yeah, so I hope you guys have been well. You're going to get a new episode this week. Unlike, I'm not going with, you're not going to have to wait a week like you did last time. I only took a couple of notes down, so I'm going to go from the bottom here. They played a few of the songs that obviously I hope are going to be in the film. And obviously they will be, but they kind of gave us a bit of a tease of what the songs are going to sound like, and I think they did that in the first trailer, which was cool. Yeah, the songs sound great. Obviously, from what I remember, the songs were pretty solid in the first movie, so it looks to be like it's going to be funnier, which is a good thing, because... Again, from memory, I don't remember if the first film was really that funny. I've only seen it once, so I do need to rewatch it. Looks visually stunning. From what I saw in this new trailer, because they showed a little bit more, definitely a lot more, it looks beautiful. I'm not just talking about, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo or Erivo. I cannot pronounce her last name. I'm so sorry. Obviously, I'm not talking about them. But, I mean, yeah, they are very beautiful women. But, in terms of the visuals, a lot of the color, it's very, very colorful. It looks like the colors are going to pop. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of, a couple of shots kind of gave me, Thor Ragnarok vibes. You know what I mean? You know how that movie was definitely more bright and vivid and colorful? I get vibes, kind of like that. It looks darker, and I'm not saying visually. I'm talking about tone. It looks like it's going to be a darker part of the story, and I'm down for that because I like when a movie series gets darker and darker as it goes along, but still keeps the tone of the previous films. Example for Potter, each movie got darker, but kind of kept the tone of the earlier movies to a T. And this looks like what this new film is doing, Wicked for Good, is that it's keeping the fun and energetic tone of the first movie, but it's definitely going to go for a darker direction, which I like. And we got our first full look at the Cowardly Lion and the Tin Man. I know in some of the other trailers and a few images, you got the shot of the back of the characters from The Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy and Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow, but in this one you got you only got really a full look at the Cowardly Lion. You got a kind of a look at Tin Man, and I think I saw an image of what he fully looks like, and Cowardly Lion looks pretty CGI to me, and I hope it looks a lot better when the movie comes out, because that is a bit worrying. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I'm trying to think. It sounds like Jeff Goldblum's going to have more of going to have a bit more of a role in this one than he did, because he only shows up maybe in the last half of the first movie. So, we're getting some more scenes between Ariana Grande's character and I don't remember the character's name, but essentially the love interest. You know, I think there was a bit of a love triangle going on between Ariana Grande's character and Cynthia's character in the last one. You know, the Wicked Witch and what's Ariana Grande's character called again? Glinda. Sorry, there we go, Glinda. Didn't have to Google it. Yeah, it seemed like there was a love triangle going on there, and from what I could see, things like Glinda and the love interest are getting married. Look, I have to Google his name. I think they might be getting married, so we're going to get a wedding in this one, and that's very exciting. There we go. Jonathan Bailey as Prince Fiyero. All right, well that's exciting. So that's cool. It looks more action-packed. That's another thing. I don't know if I already said that, but it definitely looks more action-packed than the first one, which is really, really cool. Like there's a little shot or scene of Glinda and the Wicked Witch kind of doing a little bit of a fight scene. And I love the final shot of the Wicked Witch flying towards the camera on her broom with the flying monkeys going around her. I believe that's how the first movie ended, but it obviously looks a lot different since it is from the new one. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited. I was very shocked that I enjoyed the first one as much as I did, because I knew nothing about this part of the story between Glinda and the witch. So I went in with low expectations to Wicked, and I ended up really loving it. And I remember liking a lot of the songs. I liked the characters. It was a bit long, but I get why, since it is a big story. But also, since they cut it into 2 parts, I have a feeling this movie's going to be about the same, about 2 hours, 45 minutes, possibly longer. I don't know how this actually concludes. I don't know how this story concludes. A lot of people do, because they saw the stage show. I don't know a ton about like the Wizard of Oz story in general. I've never seen the original movie. Sorry. One day I will. That's a movie that I will get to one day. And if I do end up watching it, I could end up watching that. I could do a re-review for Wicked 1 and then see this new one. So you might get a couple of reviews. You might get 3 reviews about around the time that the new one's going to come out. So overall, the trailer looks really, really good. Definitely better than the first trailer. I barely even remember what the first trailer showed. It didn't show much since it was a teaser trailer, which was good, but also it was a bit forgettable. This one looks a lot better. I'm excited to see it on the big screen. I hope you are too. I know there's many passionate Wicked fans out there. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Very short, I know, but honestly, I just, as soon as I saw this trailer, I was like, I have to do something on this. I have to do an episode. I have to get it out as soon as possible, because it could just become irrelevant, and I don't want to wait until next week to upload this. So, I hope you enjoyed this really short one. Hope you enjoyed my ramblings about Wicked for good. Yeah, so, hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, and tomorrow's Friday, so very exciting end of the week, and I hope you have a good weekend. And you'll have a new episode of the Porter Says podcast to watch. So if you want to start off your weekend with a bang, there you go. So take care, guys.